kind of touched on it. Part of the problem here is the secrecy around this deal. Under like other FIPA agreements with other countries, the documents and the hearings in these arbitrations are kept confidential at the option of one of the governments. Translate that as that's Article 28.1 and Article 28.2. This means that Canada can be sued by a Chinese company and pay out billions of taxpayers' money, and Canadians wouldn't even be able to know about it or to know why. That is quite scary. And the other interesting aspect is Chinese asset owners in Canada, corporations operating in Canada, will be able under this deal at their option to challenge and override Canadian legislation, government policy, or court decisions outside of the Canadian legal system. And going even further, there's only one level of government in Communist China, and it's the Communist Chinese National Party that controls everything right down the line to municipal politics. Well, under this FIPA, while there is some latitude for the Canadian government to pass some legislation, there is zero for provincial or municipal governments. So, for example, let's say that when Toronto bids on streetcars from Bombardier, they choose to give a 8 or 10% preference to domestic Canadian company like Bombardier and Thunder Bay. They will not be allowed to do this if they're bidding against a Chinese company from Canada. They would have to be the lowest bid.
So we're basically going to be losing sovereignty over a trade deal.
This FIPA is taking free market ideology to the extreme, and with Communist China no less. You know, Harper knows if he introduced foreign investor protection measures like this as a bill in the House of Commons, it would never pass. Even his own MPs wouldn't vote for it. So he's using foreign investment protection agreements where only cabinet gets to decide to circumvent the normal legislative process. James, this deal is going to cost Canadian taxpayers billions, untold billions. Canadian investors have already paid out hundreds of millions under existing FIPAs and under NAFTA, but they never won formal compensation in any of the 16 domestic Canadian lawsuits. This Chinese FIPA grants far more investor protection to Chinese companies and the Chinese state than any previous agreement. So I know at some point Canadians are going to wake up and remember and understand this very expensive blunder and betrayal of Canadian sovereignty after the next election, hopefully before. But what I and the members of the Green Party will do the best we can, and you're helping today, is try to get Canadians to understand the lack of democracy around this agreement, the stupidity of this agreement, and the selling out of Canadian autonomy and Canadian resources under the Harper's FIPA Communist China agreement.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. And I'm home once in a while, as you know, and if you want to add to this, a little bit of live stuff, we'll do our best to do that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's James in the